this is Namwan. This is going to be my very first English video, so please bear with me on my English. It's not perfect, but I just want this information to get out as widely as possible, so that's why I'm doing it in English. Recently, I've encountered some unlucky situations with airlines during the COVID-19 crisis. It was at the very beginning of it, stage of it, so yeah, it has some very unfortunate events. Therefore, I would like to share some tips, 5 to be specific, about how to increase the chance of getting a refund. If it's a more complicated case, that if you are already have a flight in, then I hope this video would be helpful for you to get parts of your refund and compensation back. So let's get started. As you may know, it may already be difficult enough to get refunds from airlines by itself. Therefore, in a more complicated situations, you're going to have to work harder for your rights. So the very first tips I have to share with you is get travel insurance with flight coverage. At the time when I bought the insurance, the crisis had not happened yet. It's not the smartest of me to not get it. I only got the health insurance part of the travel insurance. However, I highly recommend to get the flight coverage as well, especially during this time, because anything can happen. The second tip is, when there's a problem, keep all the evidence. Make sure that you have your flight recorded, the time of it, the date of it, the situation that happened, and really try to sort it out by yourself as much as you can, because once it happened, the airline can say something to take themselves out of the situation. So for example, with my case, my flight was delayed, and so I contacted the flight attendant right away to sort out and maybe contact the ground staff and have someone wait for me once I get off the plane. However, they did not do that. So you have to do everything to prevent it from happening first. And if the airline cannot prove that they did everything to avoid this situation from happening, then they would be liable for the damage caused, along with the consequences of that minor or major delays. So once you do that, you have to keep all the receipts, the expenses that you paid for, the email communication, just everything in written form, so you have proof when you need to use it. But I would like to say one thing: if your flight was delayed or canceled and it affects your other travel plans, I'm not sure if this would still apply to COVID-19, but according to the air carriage law, I think they're responsible for 4,624 SDR, if I'm not wrong. That's equivalent of about $6,000. But you have to make sure that it was something that the airline had the control over, so the weather would not fall into this case. You have to make sure that the airline did everything to avoid this delay or cancellation to happen. So the third tip is to know your rights. So when it happens, you really know what you'll get or expect to get or be treated. So for example, if your flight was delayed for over 8 hours, they're supposed to give you a hotel. Even ask them to inform you about your rights, because sometimes the staff are busy and they are trying to sort out everyone's problem as fast as possible, so they may not remember what they should be giving you, so you have to remind them so you get treated fairly. So the fourth one, this one is very important, to make sure that you talk to the same people when the incidents happen. Usually when this happens, the airline staff would, if they don't know what to do, usually would bump you out to the next person to get the responsibility off their chest. So you have to really stick with the one person, make sure they send you to the right person, or even have that person come get you or contact you by themselves before you move forward. Because sometimes with airline counters, you have to go to one place and then they send you another place that's across the airport, and those two people, they didn't communicate, so you're going to have to tell your stories over and over again. Save yourself some time. I would suggest to stick with the same people, take their names, Like no matter how much they're trying to push you, like you already stand on the line long enough, maybe even like 1 hour, might as well just get your problem solved, not to get sent to another department and wait for another hour. Like that's why people are so pissed, because they keep sending you back and forth with different people who have different strategy and solutions to your problem specifically. Like for me, for example, one person told me that the airline would be responsible for my new ticket to another destination, and then they sent me to another person, like, okay, yes, we can do that, please go talk to this person. And then when I went to talk to the other person, they're like, no, we can't do that. So who told you this? And I didn't have their name. And the guy left already. Like, I don't know where he went, but he wasn't there anymore. I mean, it would make sense that he's not there anymore, because I was waiting to talk to the other guy for another hour. So like, it was very frustrating. Like, if you could record a video, I would record a video if you could sense that something bad was gonna happen. And so you have evidence for everything to tell the airline. Fifth one is to push hard and don't give up. Like, they say that, oh, okay, we'll give you a refund. You have to ask for the reference number. Like, they should already be putting you on their system. Like, you shouldn't, like, if they say you have to do this by yourself, then you have to have them send you some kind of email or have like a written form of communication, because you cannot use the word of mouth for everything when it comes to passing on the information to the next person. For that, you have to push them really hard, because they get like thousands of emails every day from customers, and your email can easily get lost. What really speeded up for me was messaging them on their social media accounts and ask them about status of my refund, and then they'll tell the team to get back to you, because if you don't push them, they would assume that they could just take care of other people first and not you. So you really have to show them that you're still waiting and will not let this go. Like, you know what you're supposed to get, and you're protecting your own advantage. So that's it with the 5 tips. I hope it was helpful to you. Please let me know if you have any other questions or even like suggestion for me, because I'm still in the process of getting refunds as well.